Big Friendly back with another video for y'all. Okay, first things first, I want to thank everybody who has been watching the videos, liking the videos. Those of you who have subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful. I enjoy making the videos and I hope y'all enjoy watching them. In today's matchup, we have two games by M Network from back in 1982. We got Tron Deadly Discs versus Dark Caverns. Which one of these shooters is the best? We're going to find out here shortly. But before we get into the games, are you a fan of the movie franchise Aliens? I love the first two films, Alien and Aliens. Some of the others, they're okay, but the first two to me are classics. Anyway, if you like that franchise, I need you to hang around to the end of the video because I got something I want to show you that might interest you. Okay, let's get into this and see how these games match up against each other. Okay, doing a quick side-by-side comparison as far as release date and the amount of ROM. Both games are the same, 1982 and 4K of ROM. Programmer Jeff Ronnie, not sure how to pronounce Jeff's last name, for Tron Deadly Disc. I couldn't see that he did anything else as far as programming any other games over an Atari age. But on the other side, Hal Finney, who did Dark Cavern, was very busy, and the thing that gets me is he had 4 other M Network games that he was involved with, and they all came out in 1982. So either he was working non-stop or he would have had to have had some help, I would think. But he was a very busy programmer back in the early 80s. And like many M Network games, they were basically spin-offs from the Intellivision versions. And sometimes people thought they were better depending on which game it was, which release it was. Now, I always felt like this game was a little underappreciated, underrated, whatever you want to call it. There really is a lot to this. It's not just, shooting these robots. If you really want to try to get your score up there, there is a certain amount of risk-reward involved in this game. A good bit of strategy. Damn it. Of course, the scoring system, let's take a quick look at that. Of course, the spiders and the blobs, they're not worth anything. The spiders will freeze you in place where you can't move for a few seconds, and the blobs will steal your ammunition. And you can destroy them, but you don't get any points for them. The key is the robots. After you shoot the purple ones, they always start out purple. You get 1,000 points. It doubles they change to the red color. You get 2,000. Then the green, 3,000, and then the yellow, which is the hardest to do, you get 5,000, plus you get a free life. And you can't just camp out in one spot and do this. You gotta be aggressive if you want to get to the yellow robots to really rack up the score in this game. And that's what's so cool about it, because you have to take risk. If you wanted to play it safe, you could last a long time, but you wouldn't get any points. So that's what's cool about this game. Now I'm playing on the B difficulty setting on the A-B switch. The A, you can do that, but the game is really hard. It's incredibly difficult. The difficulty ramps up pretty quick. Now, the robots you see initially, they can only see in the direction they're facing. So you can sneak up behind them and pop them without them, even shooting at you. But once you get like 20,000 points, you start getting the other robots that you can see the top of them spins also, and they can see it in every direction, so it's a little harder to sneak up on them, to shoot them. But you see how they change colors every single time I hit one, and then if you can get to them, see they change back purple. You only have a few seconds to shoot them at each stage, each color, to get the extra points. And of course the pistol you see flashing for a few seconds, that's extra ammo. Your ammo's on the right there, see 23 bullets left. And I think every time you pick up one of those pistols on the screen, it's like 10 more shots, I believe, 10 more rounds of ammunition. Your little player that you run around with, he makes an appearance in 2 other games that I know about from M Network. One being the other game we're going to look at here in a few minutes, Tron Deadly Discs. He actually plays the enemies. And the other one is being in Super Challenge Football, which is one of my all-time favorite games on the Atari 2600, which one day I will talk about it too. I got to find somebody to play with though. There are several M Network games that I wouldn't mind having complete copies of, complete and box copies of, and this game is one of them. I enjoyed it a lot when I was a kid, and I still enjoy it now. It's got a lot of strategy, and I highly recommend it if you're looking to build up a physical collection. And we'll check a little later on to see how rare it is and how much it's going for. All right, let's move on to the next one, Tron Deadly Discs. Hey everybody, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, could you do me a quick favor and please hit that like button? It would really help me out if you would do that. And if you've been following my stuff but you have yet to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing. Thanks a lot. Let's get on to the next game. Now, before we get into the Tron Deadly Disc game, I think we should at least check the origins of this game. And we all know the movie Tron came out in 1982. I think Disney released it. And you also had the arcade game Tron. Now, personally, I've seen the movie all the way through once, and I've never been able to get into it. I've seen bits and pieces over the years. It just, for whatever reason, it just didn't really appeal to me. And I like science fiction. But and it looked great. I mean, the way they did it, you know, the way it looked, I don't know how they exactly did it, but it looked really fantastic from when it came out. But it just never really appealed to me. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all like the original movie or not. Maybe I should give it another chance. Now, the arcade game was a different story. To me, the Tron arcade game is one of the coolest arcade cabinets ever created, without a doubt. It's really cool. The joystick that lights up, I mean, it just was a really cool game with the spinner and everything. I played it a lot at the arcade, and if I was a gazillionaire, that might be one arcade cabinet that I would have in a man cave or something. Would be the Tron arcade game, just because I always thought it looked so cool. Now, Tron Deadly Disc, it's simpler than the other game. There's not as much going on, but the challenge does ramp up pretty quick. I always liked the way Tron looked. Looks like he's wearing like he's got a baseball cap on. But you throw your disc, you can bring it back early by hitting the button on the controller. One thing that always bothered me about this game, and it's a good game, don't get me wrong, it's fun. But one thing that always bothered me was that you couldn't kill the enemies when your disc ricocheted off the wall on the way back. In other words, when it was coming back toward you, it would just go straight through them. And I really thought they really missed a chance to really make the game a lot better. It could have been that difficult to do, and it would have made it so much more fun. But for whatever reason, they didn't do that. Now, there's a maximum of 3 enemies on the screen at a time. And if you destroy 1 or 2, but not the third one, and 10 seconds elapse, new enemies will come back in to replace the ones you destroyed. Now, if you destroy all 3 of them before that 10 seconds is up, it will advance to the next level. Basically, they change colors, and this goes on and on and on. And they're worth more points, as you can see right there on the screen, as you move up in levels. And of course, it gets harder as you go. Now, you only get 1 life in this game, but Tron can get hit up to 5 times by enemy disc before he dies. He will change shades and get progressively brighter, I guess you'd say, or I don't know. It's like when he's bright yellow, that's like that's the end. But also, if you clear all 3 enemies off and advance to a next level, you will get 1 shade of your color back. So you can kind of build your life back up as you go through the game. Now, see those yellow squares, and then some of them are like kind of a red color. You can teleport. If two of them are opposite of each other on the screen, you can teleport from one side of the screen to the other. It can come in handy, especially when the game gets real hard. Sometimes the enemies, they will start moving a lot faster, and their disc will especially move a lot faster. And if you find yourself getting cornered on one side of the screen, it can come in handy just to distance yourself from the enemies to give you a chance. So it does come in handy sometimes. Now, as far as game variations go, there really isn't any. on either one of these games. Both of them, the A/B difficulty switch set to A makes the game a lot harder when you first start, but that's about it. I don't know if the Atari could have handled the sprites, having this many sprites doubling it up, but I always thought it would have been cool on both of these games if they could have done like a two-person simultaneous, you know. It would have been crowded, and I don't know if the Atari could have done it, but it would have been neat to have a two-player simultaneous game on both of these titles. Let's see what these things go for and how rare they are. Okay, both these games are very common. Dark Cavern is the most common of the two. It's only a 2 on the rarity scale. And don't forget these, I know everybody's complaining about these M-Network games because of the way they are shaped. It's hard to stack them. That is so true. But neither one is rare. If we go click over here to Tron Deadly Discs, it's a 3. So both of them pretty easy to find. Another thing I forgot about was that, and I've never even played with one, never seen one, that M-Network also offered this joystick that looks a lot like the arcade joystick on the arcade cabinet version. Y'all please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that it was packaged with both Tron Deadly Disc and Adventures of Tron. And if you got both of them, the joystick also came in the package. And I've never seen one. I'd be cool to try one out sometime. All right, let's see what these things are going for on eBay. Dark Cavern, these are all completed listings. As you can see, it looks like it's pretty cheap. $7 free shipping, $3 with $5 shipping. There's some copies with the box and instructions for $15 free shipping. So yeah, this thing is easy. 15 bucks. Another one that's got everything. Here's one that's brand new for $19. It's like it's got plastic, still wrapped in plastic, so nothing to that. If you want to copy this thing, even in the box, it won't set you back too much. Tron Deadly Disc, $5 for 5. It's about 10 bucks, 11 bucks for total. Saying about $12. So looks like Tron's going for a little more. Here's actually 2 new copies of both Tron Deadly Disc and Adventures of Tron. Went for $40. These are completed listings. So, yep, Tron seems to, maybe because it's just the name, it's really not that much more rare. Maybe it's just because Tron is more popular. Here's another one that went $55 that is brand new. And while I was here, I decided why not check on that controller. Now, these are active listings. You got one for $70. You got one for $50, so that's parts only. And 54 parts only. Wow. Tested and working, $125. Now, that's all. There's not a lot of them listed. So let's see if there's one that sold for $60. It says tested and working. And there's a set of them untested for $80 and another one for $60. So people are getting pretty much what they're wanting, what they're asking for it, anywhere from $50 to $100 it looks like for that joystick. If you're a diehard fan, it'd probably worth getting one. Okay, which one of these do I like better? That's a pretty easy choice. Hey, both cool games, but I enjoy the overall strategy and gameplay of Dark Cavern better between the two games. If you're still here, I love you. Thank you so much. Now, I told you that I would have a Aliens item to tell you about. Now, I can't monetize. My channel's not monetized, so I can't sell anything yet on the channel, but I do have something I'd like y'all to take a look at. It's a very unique item. It's a alien Xenomorph reading a comic book sitting on the crapper enamel pin. One of a kind. I've only got about 70 or 80 of these left. When they're gone, that's it. I'm not going to have any more of these made. Now, I may put this design onto a t-shirt or something in the future, but as far as these enamel pins go, this is it. The price includes shipping. I wish I could charge less, but between eBay and PayPal's fees, they take 15% off the top, so there's just not a whole lot of room on there for profit. But if this is something you think you would like and you want to help me out, buy one off my eBay store. I have the link down below, and I'll get it out to you as quick as I can. day or two it'll be in the mail. I really appreciate y'all tuning into this video, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.